Welcome. You've got mail. Hey guys, how you doing? We got Patricia Brown here singing her new hit single. Sing it, Patricia.
Don't take it personal, I ain't lying, I ain't hiding, I'll be right there, multiply.
Patricia, I love this song you made. Great job.
Meditating, taking time away. You always posting the pictures, trying to look like you winning. I'm writing rhymes.
Hey, you sound really good here, Patricia. Hey, Cheryl. Hey, Jet, dude.
You got the nerve to be on me.
Hey, Tassie. You get straightened out. Hey, Barbara Ace, how you doing? No problem. She's on hiatus. Hey, Miss Roberts, how are you? Beautiful day today. Hi, Cassie. Well, that's no problem. There's somebody else that wanted your PayPal, and then I haven't heard from him yet. When I do, I'll have him send it right to you. No problem. Keep it a secret. That's a great voice. This is Patricia Brown. She's a YouTube singer. Yeah, you got a good voice. See you, DK. Hit the road. Good job, Cheryl. Bullseye. You got the nerve to be on me. Hey, little monkeys. How you doing? Of course, this is young people singing. It's nobody past 50. Yeah, Patricia Brown. She's on here right now. You can say hello to her. Hey, Stephanie. Hey, Patricia. Oh, you subscribed to it. Yeah, it didn't happen accidentally. You probably watched some interviews that I did. You're a better person for it. Hey, Christy. Hey, Crime Ghost. Hey, David. Canada. I love Canada. Can't wait to go over there again. It's like anything else. When you can't do it, you want to do it more. Hey, Don, how are you? Oh, you did? That's okay. I got you. It's a great singer. Hey, Carla. Hey, David. Hello, Stacy. Can you guys hear my voice okay? Hey, Patricia. That's a good voice, isn't it? Can you hear my voice talking? Oh, that's a great song. Hey, Katie. Oh, yeah, I definitely want to, David. I haven't been up there in 40 years. Oh, you can hear me good? Good. I'll tell you what I learned, and that is that, let me turn this down a little bit. I learned that if I play phone calls, I got to upload them directly through an audit editing program. I tried listening to myself and it just wasn't that good. And while I'm on that subject, phone calls, let me tell you, long story short, first of all, I didn't want to have to do any of that stuff, to tell you the truth. Honest to God, I didn't. And I said earlier today that I was going to unhide those phone calls. And it was for good reason. And the two flakes, fruitcakes, fellow stalkers that called me, the one that I played the message, there was another one that I didn't. She called up with a threatening message. They both been in trouble to another guy. I've got all sorts of copies of stuff that they've done. I know who they both are, where they live. So their heyday of harassing and stalking people is over. But I did have a guy get a hold of me, and he said, Tom, you said that if all that stuff was removed and it wasn't talked about on any other channel, you'd take it down. And now you're talking about putting it up again. And he was exactly right. And the reason I was putting it up was because I found that recording on that other lady that called, that she's a fraud, a bullshitter, and a troublemaker, and I just kind of negated anyone calling. But that didn't really change the offer of and the acceptance that I got by the content being removed. So I thought, you know what, you're right. I mean, you get kind of pissed that you've been duped by another person when you're trying to get rid of that one. And you find reasons to circumvent what you agreed upon. And I'm glad he called me out on it, because at least until now, I'm not going to play those. Because he's right. I think that's true. I shouldn't do that. Just because a third party interfered and I knew they were false and wrong and fellow troublemakers. Really, man, I hope I never have to do that again, to be honest with you. Hang around, DK. You'll figure it out. Oh, that'd be fun, David. I like to go up there and mess around, you know. Oh, thank you, Mike. Appreciate it. No, that's not true, David. Obviously, you haven't dealt with blackmailing and you don't understand anything that I did, because if you did, you wouldn't make a silly comment like that. You don't turn your back and do nothing while people constantly stalk, harass you, and upload videos. That's the exact opposite thing to do. And if I'd have done what you're suggesting, it'd still be up there. You know what? It's not any longer. So you're wrong. Have your IQ checked. Hey, Penny, how you doing? Yeah, good. It's absolutely false. Wrong. It's the worst advice I've gotten thus far. Yeah, people are absolutely crazy. Well, today, I'm not kidding you. You're not going to believe the amount of emails, texts, and phone calls I got by posting that video of people to contact me. Like I told you before, I'll tell you 1,000 times. Oh, you got out of it, Mike. Good for you. I told you 1,000 times. Familiarize yourself with Section 203, because that's about ready to change. And all this kind of stuff that you've witnessed with me and evidently a lot of other people isn't going to be happening anymore. Those days are short-lived. And it's going to be compensable. So you don't need to jump through a million hoops and sue in federal court and all that kind of stuff. Well, I don't know if you did or you didn't. I'm talking about mine, not yours, David. And I don't think you should be giving advice when you don't know hardly anything behind the facts relating to it. If you'd have said, I can give you some good advice how I handled the blackmailing I had, well, I'll listen to that. But don't tell me how to do something when you know very little about it. What was it then when you said that the way to handle stalking and blackmailing is to do zero? What is that then? What would you call it? Hey, Cola Bear, how you doing? So shortly, I'll be getting back to what I, did before these crazies erupted and started causing me troubles. Good, Mike. Good for you. What were you addicted to? Hey, Nikki, how you doing? No, thank you. Yeah, I'll talk about life. Let's do it. You know, and honestly, too, I mean, I know this sounds absolutely crazy, but, you know, I was never really planning on sometimes, David, you're talking in generalities. Sometimes it makes them take down all their videos and not say another word about a person, like in this case. Oh, fentanyl and crack. Wow, that's a bitch. I'm glad you're still on the right side of the grass. Look, I am fully aware of what heroin addiction does. And, you know, I hate to say this, but I think if it would ever happen to me, I probably wouldn't have survived it. I think the amount of energy and fortitude that it takes to crawl out of that hole is more than I could muster. It's so much easier to just stay there than it is to get out. Yeah. Anyway, I was just thinking about you last night. Where you been? Where have you been? Hey, Andrea. Yeah, congratulations, Mike. Really, it's good. Glad you did that. It's super hard to do. Yeah, it's been a beautiful day today. But back to what I was saying, you know, I get distracted all the time, and that is that, you know, I never really intended on, you know, getting viral videos. I swear I didn't. If I would have promoted the channel. I would have named it something differently, and I would have skipped the grilled cheeses and bowls of chili and Daisy Rowan and deer poop. And honestly, I'd kind of like to go back to where I was before I got a bunch of subscribers and views. It was more fun back then. Oh, thank you, Mike. I swear to God, man, this YouTube thing and these people that come out of the woodwork that waste this kind of energy are just all over the place. Yeah, you know what I mean? David, why don't you go someplace else? Thank you, Cheryl. Favorite type of pizza? If I was just throwing something out there, margarita. It's about all sorts of things. Go look at the videos, and then if you like them, come back, and if you don't, well, keep searching. So I think I'll do that, and I am going to do some more interviews, but under much different circumstances. Yeah, go ahead, little monkeys. Let me have it. Let me have it. Scroll back on other chats, Fluffy. You'll figure it out. Yeah, thank you, CWL. You know, I'm so gun shy now that when someone comes on with a, you know, vague, open-ended question, right away I think it's a stalker and a troll, so I'm probably not as tactful as I should be. I apologize for that. Do they get paid? No, it's a well, it depends how you look at it. I can give you some examples. Do they get like a paycheck, or do I say, come on, I'm going to pay you? No, they don't. But I have my moderators that have been around a while, at least most of them. I've given them something. And believe me, that's not part of the deal. It's just I did because they'd done a good job and I felt guilty, and I decided to quit collecting antiques and did things like that. I try to give them little things and, you know, make them feel good. Or somebody, it's not just moderators, it's anybody on the channel. Honest to God, when it's me and it's my money that handles stuff out to people, I don't tell anybody about it because I just think it's a little embarrassing. Just because, you know, you help somebody out or you help them with their rent or they get a hairdo or their nails done. I mean, everything shouldn't translate into a video. I'll do it for other people because it's verification of the money they sent and what it was spent for. And speaking of that, I do have a shit ton of stuff to hand out, but I spent a ton of time and I still have a full van. I carted that stuff around in the back of my van on a 2-month trip down south. You think I did that if I didn't plan on giving it away in Detroit? And I spent another 30 days in Detroit. But I do have cash. People have sent, I've still got $115 from a lady in Canada, I think it is, who sent it on behalf of her fiance. So it's not like I'm buying steak dinners with it. It's all accounted for, and I'll hand it out when I see them, but it's just so slow. Yeah, I mean, I'm like anybody else. I got my strong points, my weak points. I think I'm a good guy. Uh, in certain when it's like an arm's length, when it's meeting strangers or spur of the moment. But I don't think you'd want to live to me. Oh, Stephanie, you deserved it, Stephanie. No, I'm not religious. No, not really. I wouldn't say that I don't believe in it, but I don't subscribe to it like probably you do, the Jesus Christ, Virgin Mary thing. No, I do not. Yeah, I mean, I don't, Pam, honestly, I know when I do something good or worthwhile, and I don't really think I've done much. Swear to God, I don't. Oh, thank you, Mike. Yeah, but here's the thing. This is the conundrum that I've been put in. I'm really not interested in viral videos, tons of subscribers and a bunch of views. I'm not. If I was, you'd see a whole list of other interviews that I just kind of quit doing last summer up until now. There's no argument for chasing the money game. None. There's absolutely no credibility to that at all. You can help me pay to get my car towed. Yeah, where is it, Stephanie? Get AAA plus, 120 years, worth every dime. Not only does your car get towed, you get a ride home for up to $200. I do get paid from YouTube now, and it's getting better and better every month. But if you took, and I'm not even counting my time, okay? Don't even count my time, which is thousands and thousands of hours. If you just counted hotels, gas, computers, camera equipment, I'm still in the hole. I mean, I've been doing stuff since 2007 and just starting getting money about 2 years ago. So I don't know of anybody that does anything for over 12 years for free if it isn't because they enjoy it and it's a hobby. Hey, Jeff. Hey, thank you. I got that today. I appreciate it. Yeah, that was super sad, Mike. You talking about Raven? This would be a year ago for her, and then it was 2 years ago from the other girl. Yeah, Elkhart. I did a lot of surveillance in Elkhart, actually. Hey, Shannon, how you doing? Yeah, I mean, did I earn it? I mean, the truth of the matter is we probably wouldn't be talking now if it wasn't working girl interviews. So it's a stretch to say that I earned it. What I did do was take the time to go out and do it because I enjoyed it. I never thought in a million years all these girls had pellet guns shot at them, bottles thrown out of cars, beat up, horns honked, and hassled. So why would I have thought that because I was curious enough to how they got there and why they stayed there and why it was so difficult to leave, that anybody out there would have any interest in it? It was a total and complete shock. No, Brenda, I'm not angry. What would make you think that? And I will tell you, it's absolutely 100% true. I want people here who are like-minded. And if I see people that are coming on here and enjoying what we talk about, going on channels that have done nothing but try to cause me problems, I don't want you here. Plain and simple. You can call me a dictator, a control freak, whatever you want. But with my YouTube channel, I have total autonomy and I'm completely free to do whatever I want. I have no sponsors. I don't ever say like, subscribe, thumbs up, or share. So if there's somebody bugging me, I may have to put up with you as a neighbor or a coworker or a client, but I'm not putting up with this on something that I'm trying to enjoy as a hobby. Not happening. Hey, Colin, how you doing? Yeah. And honestly, it was kind of other people that got the ball rolling. It was somebody had taken an early video and put it on Reddit. And, a lot of young people up all night, really on the ball, searching everything they think may be interesting. And that's what got it going. Yeah. Yeah, I think I don't really consider it help. I mean, I've said before there, I've got free passes out there for some people. Kim is one and Tassie is the other. And the notion that Tassie, what she's went through in a young life, and the idea that she's still alive, hi Kim, and doing the right thing and staying off drugs and working like a slave at a hamburger joint. If Tassie gets behind in her rent or ran out of her favorite perfume or what the hell ever it is, all she needs to do is text me. No questions asked. Not happening. Yeah, congratulations, Mike. And I would do the same thing for Kim. I mean, it's a struggle, Mike, as you know, getting out of that lifestyle. So I've been lucky. Yeah, Tassie was just on here a few minutes ago. So Tassie is my absolute gold standard. And I guess it's my own selfishness that, you know, thinks that I have a slight connection and keeping her on the straight and narrow. I don't think that's really true, but I don't want to lose touch with her. It means a lot when she gets a hold of me. And I'll do whatever I can to keep her from relapsing. Maybe to a fault. I'm sure that there have been times, and I'm not saying this was with Tassie, but I've been lied to, tricked, misled, and bullshitted, but that comes along with the territory. Yeah, Tassie is the most honest person, straight shooter you'll ever meet in your life. And you can just hear the pain in her voice when she has to ask me for something. And I always tell her, hey, no problem. How much? No problem. It's 50 miles. I got to go down there. It's down in Saginaw. It's not that great of a Barnes & Noble. Yeah, but here's the thing now, and I've said this before too. This YouTube money, I'm more than willing to spend all of it on good deeds. I got my expenses covered. So it's like play money. So when you hear of me or Tassie comes on and says, thanks for helping me, or somebody gets a hairdo or a steak dinner, thank YouTube, because I can't think of another place where you can go on for nothing, build a channel out of a hobby you chose, and get money every month. So thank YouTube. Up until YouTube, there'd be nobody to watch this stuff. Yeah, do you ever think you see Tassie going on there and getting mad at me and putting up a hate video? Never would happen, even if I deserved it. Hey, Kim. Yeah, Tassie's my gold standard. She's got a crazy boyfriend, but that's none of my business. Yeah, I mean, I think it's like the bare minimum I do. I would feel guilty taking credit for this. Hey, Cola Bear. How's it going? So it's no big deal, you know. Yeah. Been getting cold at night. It's been nice. Great sleeping weather. I hope it stays like this. This is what June's supposed to be like. Not a damn inferno for a whole week. Wasn't that something I met Tassie? I know. You know, and that's what I think about quite a bit is how I met Tassie. Detroit was at its absolute worst. All those buildings behind her were torn down a short time later, and that area is where the new Gordie Howe International Bridge is going. So you think of those circumstances that I met Tassie under, and that 6 years later we're still talking, and she's alive and working a full-time job is, to me, I put that right up there with landing on the moon. Yeah, doesn't it seem like forever ago? Yeah. Hey, Mama, how you doing? Pizza and liquor. That's exactly right. Yeah, so young. Yeah, her whole childlike life was taken for her. And I don't know if you know it or not, but her mother died of a heroin overdose. So her life's been on a banana peel since day one. Hey, Antonia, how you doing? So I'm glad to help. And believe me, I know if I was in their circumstances, I may get lucky and get the help too. But no matter what the critics say out there, I never intended to enable somebody's drug habit. It's some mixed feelings with the success of Gerald and Maddie. I've said all along, I never asked anybody to go through me. I told them I would take your photos, help you upload videos, whatever it is you needed. You do not need to go through me. So for the Maddie to have 11,000 plus subscribers, Maddie's not perfect. She acknowledges her downfall. Maddie will never make a hate video about me. Never says, even people that go out and stalk her and sit in front of her house, she's still nice. And so is Gerald. So for the people that don't like it, they're struggling people, unfortunate circumstances, addiction's complicated. If you don't like them, quit hassling them. Now the thumbs, I don't care if it's thumbs up or thumbs down. I really don't. It doesn't bother me. I mean, honestly, people told me that some videos went viral. I wouldn't even have noticed it. I don't care if it's thumbs up or thumbs down. Everybody that likes me, give it a thumbs down if you feel like it. I could care one way or the other. Yeah, Tassie is totally phenomenal. Hey, Indigo, how you doing? Oh, Tassie, yeah, man, I'll tell you, it was, and that, luckily, that was back in the day when nobody thought in a million years that anybody would have an interest in Tassie's well-being. You people have made Maddie and Tassie and Sharon and everybody else feel special and connected. I'm not saying that there isn't some enabling and maybe they spend money on things that they shouldn't, but overall, if you look at the big picture, their life is much better because of people like you. And they have a connection now, and rather than walking up and down a dark alley or expressway and getting in the car with some pervert, they have some money that they don't need to get that way. I will tell you this, over the years I've learned, I used to think, well, if I give them $100, that'll keep them from getting in the cars with a stranger. That's kind of an altruistic way of looking at things. I've found from personal experience, they take the $100 and they get in the car with a stranger too. So that's kind of a stretch when you think you're giving them this and this isn't going to happen. My experience doesn't really work that way. I do know sometimes when I've given them money in the winter that they haven't needed to trick, and that was good enough for me. Well, I'm not, Brenda. I said, how you doing? And I'm not mad at you. And I said, if you think I'm mad at you, what would make you think that? Yeah. Yeah, and so, but what, I mean, the downside of this is these crazies that come out of the woodwork that hassle these people. And I don't know whether it's they're jealous, whether they can't, come up with any content on their own. When you have a YouTube channel and your mantra is bad mouthing other people that are suffering from addiction, you got a serious mental problem. Hey, Dak, how you doing? Hey, Donna, how's it going? So, I mean, I got mental problems too. I've never denied them. That's me that uploaded the video of getting run off the road by the cops and locked up in a psychiatric hospital twice. Yesterday was my 4-year anniversary. So it's nice to spend June sitting along the lake with Daisy instead of a rubber room. Big difference. And I got to eat a Culver's hamburger instead of macaroni and cheese and watered down Kool-Aid. And my back didn't hurt when I got up this morning because I was sleeping in a cot with a foam mattress. So I've come a long way. Yeah, I'm going to interview people. Yeah, I will. I sure will. Yeah. No, Maddie doesn't say anything bad about anybody. Even when she's mad, it's hard to tell. I got a friend like that. You can't tell if they're with their best friend or their worst enemy. Their aggression isn't in their personality. I think there's a genetic predisposition, but it's a complicated way that people get there, stay there, and never get out. I mean, I've told you before, I know this sounds super crazy, but I'm telling you 100% truth. I got one hug in my life that I didn't want at the time. I'm not a touchy-feely guy, and I can tell you it meant a lot to me. And unfortunately, at the time, I didn't know that, and that was from Raven. I know that Raven thought a lot of me, and it meant a lot. It really did. It's just too bad there wasn't a better outcome. I mean, I have mixed feelings about that. Yeah, Ebony's a sweetheart, too. Honestly, I don't know this for sure, but I think Ebony went south again, and she's embarrassed to contact me because everything generally hinged on getting better and, occasional sobriety and then a relapse. And I think she just can't call me anymore. I mean, I could be wrong. She may think I'm a big asshole, and that's why she doesn't call me, but that's my guess. Hey, LA, how you doing? Okay, have a good night at work. Yeah, Raven was an absolute sweetheart. I texted the one sister and never heard from her, and the only email that I had from another family member, I thought I was on good terms with them. I didn't hear from them either because I think I have plenty of money to buy a headstone, but I don't want to like do what bulging blue-eyed Debbie did and go over to a grave site that she had absolutely zero connection with and then upload it on YouTube like she's a good person. The family's actually scared of that scumbag. They don't want anything to do with her. So I'm a little reluctant to push it any further. Maybe they did get my email and text and just said, stay out of our lives. I don't know. But I would be willing to pay for a headstone. I'm not even into that kind of stuff. Like I said, you can throw me in a, yeah, get out of here, please. It's no problem. Get a life and get back on your medication. I'd be glad to do that. They're actually not that expensive, but they may not want it, or maybe there's one there now. I don't know, but I don't know. I've never been over there. Yeah. Yeah, she's a stupid, troublemaking, lazy ass that nobody watches. You're not getting it, Tanger, you dumbass. It's got nothing to do with attention, you moron. It's none of your business how much I post and what I post. You're the one that's looking for attention. Don't come over here. The attention I don't want is from people like you. Hit the road and never come back, you big loser. Go put a thumbs down on all my videos too. It ought to take you about a month. Yeah, cemeteries are beautiful. You know, those old mature trees, you know, no construction, no trimming hardly. Oak and maple mainly. Hit the road, loser. Yeah, so that's just the way it goes. But I wish you could just throw me in the river. I could care two shits about a funeral or a gravestone or any of that, but other people don't. Here's the thing. I'll give you another example. I had a friend of mine get killed in his motorcycle in my junior year in high school, and his dad later got cancer. We didn't talk for quite a while, then made up at the end. I came up from Florida to take care of him. He had cancer. I was glad to do it. He was great to me as a kid. Ended up dying, and I know 100% sure that they have no family left. They all died. So I have a stillborn brother and sister in the same cemetery, and when I go by there, not all the time, but occasionally I'll put flowers on their graves, just in case I'm wrong. Just in case I'm wrong. And that's kind of why I was thinking about getting a gravestone for Raven, just in case there's some connection I'm unaware of. And I don't know. If one person felt better about it, it's worth it, but it doesn't mean anything to me. You know? Yeah. Yeah, you never really know. I mean, you don't, you know? I mean, it's easy for people to think I'm a good guy. I mean, I'm giving them cash and food and clothes and rubbers and canned chili and anything else you can think of. So, I mean, it's a stretch to think that they wouldn't think I'm okay. There's really not much interaction, you know? Yeah, I don't know, you know? I guess it is, you know, I don't think it's any big deal. Believe me, there's tons of people out there doing way more than me. I think these needle exchange people, there are medical programs that hand out things and you don't hear anything about them. I mean, I just happen to have a YouTube channel and you know about it, but there's plenty of people out there that don't do this, that are doing a hell of a lot more than I ever have. The volunteer works at the Goodwills, St. Vincent de Paul, people down there giving them blankets. There's a lot of good people up there doing the right thing, helping. Oh, you're lucky. It's the humidity is the killer. Daisy's my little barometer. I can tell in the morning what the day's going to be. She'll start panting right away if the humidity is above 75. Mandarin oranges, they are good. You know, because of that, I get mandarin oranges myself sometimes. I'll probably get colon cancer, pancreatic cancer eating canned oranges, but they're good. Beats peeling a fresh one when you're tired. They taste good too. I guess probably because it's in that light syrup, which is refined sugar. Oh, thank you, Donnie. Well, I mean, the people have been around a while, like Jeff and Mary and Dolly and Rita. I mean, they know what the score is. Penny, Okie, and I got a text from her today. So, I mean, my attitude is you can take me or leave me. I'm not trying to win a popularity contest. Yeah, a lot of people think that, getting put in the ground. It doesn't bother me. I hope they put me in a food processor and feed me to tropical fish. I don't care what you do to me. I don't believe in any of that stuff. It's not going to bother you when you're in the ground, though, because you need organs to have a consciousness. I know you Christians will want to argue that till you drop dead and soul and all that stuff. Talk to a neurosurgeon. And that old oxygen, and you get that final post and you flatline, it's for real. I don't think anything's communicating with anything. Yeah, canned. I eat them myself sometimes. You know? Oh, thank you, Jeff. Appreciate it. Yeah. I don't know, Jeff. With the name you're using, I think I'd sleep with one eye open, if you know what I mean. Now, if BJ or Cheryl or Dolly or Faye wanted to take care of me, I'd sleep like a baby, but I'm well aware of the name Jeff Hurley, and I probably wouldn't get any sleep if you were taking care of me, but thank you. Yeah, I mean, you can't take it with you. I mean, my best of my life's behind me now. And I got lucky in a lot of ways. And I got an idea what the next 10 or 15 years are going to bring to me. It's not going to get better. My best days are over. It's just like an old car or a racing horse with his nuts dragging the track. I wish I'd have done this sooner, but to be honest with you, it never dawned on me. I mean, I would give homeless a couple bucks, and you know, you learn as you go around. And luckily enough, I figured a lot of this stuff out before it was tits up. Oh, thank you, Jeff. Thank you. Great. Jeff, how many times have you watched Hannibal Lecter movies? Oh, Toto, I like that idea. Yeah, great. So you never know what's around the next corner. I'm surprised I've lived this long, to tell you the truth. I'm sure there's no more moves. Hey, Amber, how you doing? There's no more moves for me. I'm sure I'll never have another girlfriend again, which I'm fine with. And, you know, hopefully I outlive Daisy. I might not. You know, those dogs live forever. Yeah. Yep. Hey, Jamie, how you doing? So there you have it. I mean, you know, you guys see the stuff I upload. I know damn well when I upload, I can pretty much guarantee you who's going to watch and what, but it's not like that. You know, I know that sunsets and snapping turtles walking on the side of the road don't do shit, but I enjoy it. Yeah, well, let me know if you find out what they're going to be, Gene. I know what 40 to 65 was like, and I got a pretty good guess on what 65 to 75 is going to be like, and I'm not exactly putting on my party hat. No, you never know. That's true. Yep. Could go either way. Yeah. I don't know if I'll ever fulfill my dream of owning a big, giant adult bookstore. Yeah, it's true. There's no way to know it's true. Yeah. I mean, the world's so crazy now. I mean, I guess the consolation prize is that the state of affairs now in this world, it's not like the good old days during a thriving economy where you could hang around the same place for 40 years, get your college paid, get a month off, and get your college tuition reimbursed, and have a house 200 miles from where you live that you could visit on the weekends. Those days are long gone. What's that? Did I miss something, little monkeys? Yeah. Well, you guys probably know this already, but what I'm kind of thinking about doing is I want to do an internet radio show, not podcast. I just don't like them that much, you know. Well, you better believe you believe that, Shannon. You've been hearing that since your confirmation. Of course you're going to believe it. But I don't want to make you feel bad because of what you've chosen to believe. I just don't think that way. It does, but overall, I'm glad with the internet. I think it's really great. Everybody bitches about it, but they're always on their phone, even old people that know how to work it. Oh, happy birthday. Who is that? Happy birthday to whoever's birthday it is. Oh, mine, I'm Capricorn. Capricorn. I don't think that means anything either. Yeah, I don't think so. Now, BJ, you probably have some kind of like Native American belief, don't you? Like getting put back in the earth or something? Yeah, I mean, who knows? Nobody knows for sure. But like Dolly says, it's faith-based, so there's no guarantee. Well, I'll check it out, Pug. Yeah, I'll check it out. Yeah, thank you. Now, there are people that I've met on YouTube that, I communicate with, got to know. Those days are over, too. I'm not meeting anybody. Hey, Marilyn. I'm not meeting anybody new from YouTube. I'm not doing it. No, I think I've got a pretty keen eye now on how they worm their way into trying to ruin your life. And it's pretty consistent. When in Rome, do as the Romans do. So I think I can see it coming now. Oh, you want to be put in the dirt? There you go. Nah, I don't really believe in it. Nah, I don't think so. I could be wrong. Maybe I'll come back as a bald eagle or something. I'd like to come back as something with a full head of hair. Hopefully I could change it up a little bit. It's hard to say, but reincarnation, that's a sweet story. I wish it was true, but I don't find any evidence of it. Yeah, really don't. I'm sure they'll find me face down on my computer uploading a YouTube video someday. I've got so much video and photos stored that even if I couldn't drive anymore, I could still put out a lot of stuff. Yeah, don't know. Yeah, nobody's gotten back with us. Yeah, don't send me. You wouldn't believe all that weird shit I get. Nude pictures. Yeah, like love letters, just stupid shit. Yeah. Oh, thank you. You too, my young. Good to hear from you. Hope all's well. Hey, JP. Yeah. Hey, I was listening to this. I didn't know this, but I've been watching a lot of BJ Thomas videos on YouTube. He died. And a lady was interviewing him, and they talked about gold records. And he said that he had to shoot a bunch more, but the record companies that he was involved in a couple times didn't register his records. So if they don't register them through this RIAA or something, you're not eligible to be voted on for gold. So he said if that would have happened, he'd have had about 4 more gold records. I never knew that. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Frederick. I hope so. I don't really hope so because, I'm not going to have commercials or sponsors or anything like that. So, if it makes it great, if it doesn't. But, I don't know how to do it, I don't know how it will go. I just, and you know what? The more time goes on, the less that I want to do stuff on YouTube. At least on a call-in radio show, I wouldn't need to put up with all these crazies because they'd never have access to communicating with me. They could not email people later. So that's kind of one big attractive part of that now, I really like BJ Thomas. I thought he was a great guy, really good guy. He struggled. He was quite a drug addict for a while, which I didn't realize until I watched some videos after he died. Seemed like a good guy. Oh, that's interesting, True. Yeah, that'll be, I think it'll be much more, topics, not a bunch of crazies butting in, no blocking and banning because they're never going to get on to begin with. There's a delay where you don't see the shitty comment before somebody catches it and deletes it, that kind of thing. Yeah, you know how it is. Oh, Daisy's the greatest dog ever, big time. You know, I took out the garbage a little while ago. You see it out there. It's not that light. It's actually kind of dark, but the camera makes it look better. And she went across up near that brick wall over there and was rolling in some deer poop. She knows how to entertain herself. Hey, Carla, how you doing? Yeah. You know, but real topic and talk about things, you know, depression, drug addiction, talk with an expert, a needle exchange person, someone that's like Mike that has gotten over the hump and's been successful. Yeah, I think it'd be interesting. It's, you know, it's interesting to me when just a young, attractive girl can just decide one day to not take baths or showers, wear makeup, sleep in a unheated, empty building with no running water or electricity, and sleep with strangers all day, and playing Russian roulette every week of the month. Yeah, it's that's to me remarkable. I mean, honestly, it's amazing to me that Maddie and Becky are still alive. I mean, I think, you know, some of the people that have decided to go south and talk bad about me, I think heroin's the least of their problems, believe it or not. At least Tassie and Kim and Becky and a host of others have good personalities that just happen to have a heroin problem. Oh, sex addiction, yeah, that's, you know, you'll read arguments against sex addiction, though. I had a psychiatrist tell me a couple years ago that it's a legitimate addiction, but he's probably the wrong guy to ask. You know, $15,000 later, you're only watching half the porn you watched before you told him about it. Oh, I'm going to do it, Frederick. I'll do it. Oh, yeah, I think the stress out there is off the charts. Yeah. Hey, Detroit Carol, where you been? You know, I don't know how Becky's doing. She came on a chat 2-3 weeks ago, was going to get a hold of me the next day, and then I never heard from her. I don't know. I mean, I know Gary, you know, the guy that she sells perfume with, that if something happened, I would think that I'd have heard from him, but I don't even know if he's alive. Hopefully he is. He's a good guy. I don't know in the instance of Gary, I mean, but you know, everybody, like I told you guys before, there's always, oh, you're over in Holland, okay. There's always some older guy in the background, you know, bail him out of jail, reading them bedtime stories at Christmas, trying to screw them. It's just the way it is. I mean, when you've been an active prostitute for a while, I don't think this is going to be hard to fathom, but sex loses any meaning. So if it's a blowjob for a night in a warm apartment or a shower or a pack of cigarettes or a ride to the grocery store, it's no big deal. It's the truth of it all. And it kind of makes sense. Oh, really, Michelle? Oh, seriously? No kidding, Michelle. I didn't, you know, you don't know. If people want to volunteer their story and experience, but I don't beat anybody up about what they did or push them into what they wanted to talk about. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know antidepressants are high. They're also quite ineffective, you know. Placebos do better, just as good. I've tried them all, I can tell you that. Believe me, I'd love to swallow a pill in the morning and not be depressed, but I've had some temporary reprieve over the years, but most of the time it's a monkey on my back. It's way, yeah. That Korean golfer, she's a super cute girl. She had a mental breakdown too. Started swatting golf balls out into the crowd. I think it's interesting too. Yeah, I really do. And there, as you can tell, when I ask them your favorite movie, your favorite book, it's not surprising to me because I've learned this over time. But they're not stupid, they don't lack culture. They're pretty sharp. Oh, that's good. Thank you for doing that, Colbert. I appreciate it. Yeah, I don't know what to do. I mean, I'm kind of like been stuck in the mud for about 10 months now. Yeah, I do too, Carol, but I don't know what to do. I mean, I'll tell you this. You can tell Manny. I just called her, one of her best friends from high school, about 2 weeks ago and said, hey, it's none of my business, but, Maddie's looking a little like not like she used to. And she said, Tom, I've tried everything. So is her dad. And she does not want to leave. If I think of something, I'll call you. If you hear something, please let me know. Really nice lady. But it got to the point where I would glimpse at the lives occasionally and think, this is not good. You at least to get a hold of these people that know her and may have a better connection. But like everybody says, you got to want to leave. As crazy as it sounds, some people don't. Hey, Michigan Mike, how you doing? How's your channel doing? Subscribe to his channel. Mike's trying to build up a channel, and it's impossible if you don't have a push nowadays where you don't get a 747 landing in the middle of a schoolyard. Oh, thank you, Frederick. I appreciate it. Oh, do you really, Cheryl? No kidding. Oh, wow. Oh, that's too bad. No, I mean, look, I get it. I would hope that would never happen, but now, Mike, do you know how to push? I'll let Mike. Now, I said I wasn't going to do this anymore, but I have a hard time not doing it. Mike's been around. He lives up near me. I don't know him really well, but if you want to put links to your channel, you have to be a moderator, Mike. So you can do that in this under chosen one where you make a comment. You got to cut and paste your URL, your homepage. Maybe it'd help your channel a little bit, Oh, thank you, Conan. Yeah, I mean, one thing that I don't agree with, and that is that, Maddie's children need her. They do not need her. I know in theory, in a Hallmark movie, that sounds like a good idea, but whatever caused her to get down there, her children are better off without her. And it's like going to a funeral. Once you realize mom's gone, there's going to be a point where you're going to get better than you would have otherwise if she'd have stayed in your life. The children are well cared for. I've verified this a couple of ways. So, when you have these haters and these stalkers and these jealous people, the only thing that they can dream up is that Maddie's children need her. Well, in this case, that's absolutely false. They don't know what they're talking about. They have no firsthand idea where the kids are, who they're living with, and how they're doing. So they just need to mind their own damn business. Becky's the same way. Becky told me one day we went out to breakfast, which is, let me tell you, an absolute fantastic time. I would rather go out and have a nice breakfast with Betty than an astronaut. It's more interesting. And she told me just one day, she had kids and had laundry in the thing and hated that life and didn't want to be a soccer mom and just said, fuck it, and left. Never went back without any regrets. She hopes the best for her children, but they're in other people's hands too, and they seem to be doing well. I hope so. Yeah. Life isn't perfect. I mean, look, in a Hallmark movie, Maddie would be in her soccer van now, taking her kids to get an ice cream and rubbing her husband on the back as he drove. It's just these scenarios, these false hurdles are created by people that are ignorant. And look, I wish for a better outcome from her too, but it's not looking very good. No, it's true. It's so true, guys. Sean, yeah, you're right. Oh, you're very close, Jesse? Oh, okay. Oh, great. Oh, okay. Well, that's good news, Jesse. But you know, I'm not going to say anything negative about it. Great. If there's anything I could do, let me know. I mean, this is good news. I I'm not going to beat you up over this, but I would be curious on what close means to you. What does close mean? I mean, how does this differ from when I first met her a couple of years ago and she was going to leave any day? You know, again, if you don't want to answer it, that's fine. I'm not trying to bust your ass. I guess it doesn't really matter. Probably shouldn't even have said that. But I'm all for Manny. Yep. Hey, Mon, how you doing? Hey, Shannon, how's it going with you? Yeah, I mean, and you know, there's always a bias towards blue-eyed blonde women. I mean, Maddie gets more attention than everybody because that means she strikes a chord in your heart, and she's always so nice under those circumstances, and it's just the way the mind works. It's crazy. Yeah, I know, it's nuts. But, you know, it's very clear. Patricia Brown can tell you this. She's African American. I mean, racism and sexism and age discrimination is alive and well. If you don't believe me, just look at the people that click on the videos. There's nobody watching. They're not going to get in trouble at work. They're not bullshitting somebody at a cocktail party. They're going on there, looking at a thumbnail and clicking on what interests them. And the numbers are there, like it or not. And until you walked in those shoes, you don't know what it's like. You can listen to all the philosophy you want and get a degree in liberal arts from Harvard, but to live that life, you're never really going to understand it fully. Yeah. Oh, addicted to heroin, lost 3 children. Yeah, no, it's a bitch, man. It really is. Oh, okay. Oh, well, let me know if I can do anything, Jesse. I don't know what that would be. No, you're exactly right about Linda. That'd be way off, right? And you know, Maddie could go to rehab and still not want kids. I mean, you have to be prepared for this. Like, again, it's this cookie cutter idea on where they think happiness is for Maddie, and that could be completely false. Oh, yeah, you got it, Frederick. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Don't buy green bananas anymore. I'll never forget that. That's a good way of summing it up. Yeah, absolutely true. Yeah, here 1 minute, gone the next. Yeah, isn't that true? Yeah, it's true, Patricia. It really is. And it, like I said, there's no better way of verifying it. Just look at the thumbnails that people click on. Do you think Maddie, if Maddie was 40, black and overweight, she'd have 11,000 subscribers? Hell no, no way. Some of the nicest people I've interviewed out there are older black people that aren't even in drugs and prostitute. They're homeless and struggling on the southwest side of Detroit. They could go and sing the most perfect pitch opera you've ever heard in your life, and they'd be lucky to get 300 views. Doesn't get any more proof than that. Yeah, I agree, BJ. Yep, same with Native Americans. All you got to do is go back and look at the videos that I took when I went out west of Native Americans everywhere out west. I mean, I was ignorant about that too. I thought that the government realized that the Native Americans were screwed. They were guilty and gave them a big giant piece of property to live on and not be hassled and do their own thing. Nothing could be more false. There's no jobs. There's no schools. It's basically a big giant animal holding pen for human beings. I mean, what good is free tuition when you can't read? I mean, the hope is dashed in Indian reservations. You're going to go, when you're a young, stupid kid in school, believing everything your educated high school teacher told you, you're going to look at nice beads and all sorts of wicker things and Indians riding on horses and the Indians eating a turkey with the people off the Mayflower and one big happy family. That's absolute nonsense bullshit. It's not true. Yeah, the Indians have been totally shafted, worse than the blacks. You know, not that, I mean, I'm biased, but Black Lives Matter. Yeah, I mean, these guys are on a roll right now, and good for them. I mean, they get fucked over every day too, but nothing like the Native Americans. Steal all their property, put them in a live animal holding pen, dash all hope, give them food stamps and stipends. The United States thinks they're doing them a big favor by giving them medical care and grants. Even the federal government still refers to them as American Indians, which is an insult. Yeah, no, yeah, it's totally true. And then, you know, you're putting a little like pin dot of an area, and if you haven't been there and witnessed it, yeah, you can scratch these ideas about Native Americans out west because they're all mainly drunk, uneducated, unemployed, and pushing shopping carts, living behind malls. That's what they're doing. Yep. I would actually consider the average Native American's life out west to be the same or a little worse than Maddie's. Yeah, it's so, and here's the thing is nobody seems to give that any attention. I don't get it. I mean, I'm great. I'm great for great Black Lives Matter, right? Okay, good. I agree with you. It does. But when it comes up, you can go to your congressman. I think they've realized that there's not much voting power with Native Americans, that it doesn't get anybody anywhere. Canada's even worse than we are. So, you know, you bring up, it's like, look at the blacks, man. The cops fucking with them, choking them to death. Oh, that's terrible. You know, there's a $20 million award. Let's burn this goddamn place down if they don't fix this. But the Native Americans, they're fucked over subtly every day. It may not be suffocated by police officers, and nobody does anything. Nobody even knows anything about it. So how can you do anything? And they've done this in a perfect place, a big, giant, human animal pen. Go out there for yourself. Don't believe me. Don't believe what I tell you. And it isn't like I had to hunt around for these people to interview. They're everywhere. I ran out of time before I ran out of potential interviews. No, it's nuts. I don't even know what to do. And maybe that's part of the problem too. I came back from that trip and I'm thinking, my God, this is absolutely terrible. I mean, they're fucking with them all the time up in Traverse City too, where Mary lives. That's no cakewalk either. Go up to the Leelanau County Courthouse someday. That was the first time I got in trouble. Shit, I thought I was in a reservation. Drinking, drunk driving, drugs, same shit, only on a smaller scale. I saw that's a rich community. They have so much money up there from the people on the water that they end up buying these boats to look for bodies that they never even use because there's so much excess cash. Well, I'll tell you where it's not going. It's not going to the Native Americans. Go sit in the courtroom up there, district or circuit. It's 90% Native Americans. Yep. And they'll say, well, you know, they deserve to be there if they're drinking and driving. See, that's where things get muddy. You shouldn't be doing drugs. I don't do drugs. My son doesn't do drugs. Well, this is a long, complicated way that these people got here. If you dash hope and opportunities for anybody, I don't care if it's a three-legged hamster to a human being, doesn't matter that they get free medical care and they can go to college for free. When you can't read, going to the University of Michigan for free isn't going to do you much good. First of all, you're not going to get in. And secondly, you're not going to do very well because you're not prepared. The infrastructure sucks. No, it's super crazy, big time. Yeah, it's nuts. Hey, Shannon, how you doing? But really, I would do that. You know, everybody goes out there and they go to the Badlands and they go to Bozeman and they're going to Glacier. They're getting fucked over in Glacier National Park too. Go to the east entrance. Shoshone's, same shit. I mean, I can't even give you an example of good places where they figured out what happened and found a way to remedy it because there aren't any. Casinos, it's better than nothing, but that's not nirvana, believe me. Yeah, I feel for them too, but I mean, I don't know what to do. I don't know. I can't even come up with like a fantasy of changing it. Let me give you an example. You know that place up there, the Native American marina up there in Pishabby Town? You remember those videos and photos I took of that barge that sunk in the water on Grand Traverse Bay? Well, that's pristine water. I mean, you'd think you were in the Bahamas. Everything's pristine, right? Well, the state was getting on this guy's ass. So yesterday, or the day before, right around there, okay, he went and got that barge and drug it up to the Native American marina where he didn't have permission to park it. And he parked it so it blocked all the fishing boats. So the Native Americans can't get out to fish. And you know what's being done about it? Nothing. Now, do you find it ironic that that's where he decided to park this thing? I don't, because they're the least prepared to do anything about it. You try parking that damn thing in Traverse City or Northport, you'd be fined $10,000 a minute and probably be in jail by midnight. But Native Americans, what are they going to do? Yeah, he knew where to park it. They're damned if they do and damned if they don't. Such bullshit. Yeah, it's so nuts. I mean, I don't agree with what he did, but I do agree with if I was in his shoes where I would have parked it, because the damn Native Americans are already, gun shy. They're getting hassled all the time about their property and the water rights, and they're catching too many fish and every other goddamn thing under the sun. So he figured if he went and stuck it up there, that was probably going to be the best place to stick it, because even though he didn't have permission and they didn't want him there, they weren't a bunch of rich people that were going to have that thing depth charged out of the water by the next morning. It's not a coincidence. This idiot is smarter than you think. Hey, Brenda, how you doing? How's it going? It's not right. No, what are your posts? What did they say? Oh, he moved it? Oh, okay, good. Oh, they moved it to Northport. Yeah, now, have you seen it up there in Northport? Yeah, I'd like to know the arrangements on that. That guy's got a huge problem. I bet it's not at a public marina blocking any rich guy's boat. Yeah, pisses me off. It shouldn't have been there to begin with. And do you think this guy's going to get a checkbook out and say, hey, yeah, I was desperate. I know I put that there. It was midnight. I overslept. Here's $500 for the fish you didn't catch. Now, if he did that, I'd think entirely different of him. But I doubt that's going to happen. They should be compensated for not being able to work that day. Imagine if he'd have parked that thing in the back of a yacht of a couple of Jewish lawyers from New York. I didn't know that much about the treaties either. And I still have quite a few books to read that I hope to do this winter. Yeah. Nuts. Crazy. I'm glad. It's probably good that I wasn't born a Native American. I'd have been like the biggest militant troublemaker ever. I would just be pissed off from the time I got up till the time I went to bed. Oh, Storm and Norman, that's a cool boat. You see that? I see that thing when I go up there. Let me tell you, fishing up there, it's not glamorous. It's not. It's the hardest way I could think of to make money. They get squatters right, and then everybody thinks they're taking advantage of the Mother Nature. It's absolutely and totally false. Yeah, well, I'm happy at least with the casinos. They were able to buy some things back. They've been able to get some good attorneys and lobby some congressmen and senators, and that's the way it all be. Karma's tough. It's just, what about the other people for the last 170 years that they're dead now, so they're never going to experience what they should have got to begin with. Yeah, it's Daisy Soren, yeah. Daisy's in a good mood today. She's loving this cold weather. All right, Mike, yeah, take care. Yeah, good luck with everything. Yep. Thank you. Yeah, it's true, Jesse. Yeah, you're right. Yep. Yeah, try and take a look at Mike's channel. He's trying to, him and his son are trying to get a channel going. Like I said, it's hard to do. You got to get lucky. Look, there's nothing wrong with like, running it like a business if you want to. I just don't. But, if people want to, good for them. At least they can like maybe help them buy their cameras and stuff. And now with gas, it's $3.20 a gallon. They need it even more than they did before. Yeah, Mary's a good ambassador for the Native Americans. She's not like, you're not gonna bait her and get her to go hog wild over a comment you make. Yeah, there's an element of truth to that, little monkey. That's true. Oh, that's good, Zyla. Yeah, Peggy. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's a good thought. I would agree with you. Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, hopefully things improve over time. I mean, they have slightly improved, but it's slow. Hey, Jay, how you doing? How's it going? I hope so, anyway. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. And don't forget, Jim Thorpe was a Native American. They said he might have been the greatest athlete ever. Yeah, Susan's from Canada. Yep. Susan can tell you about Native Americans in Canada. All right, Crime Ghost, have a good night. Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, just an unbelievable athlete. They screwed him over too. Same thing they did with Jesse Owens in the Olympics. Yeah, being in limbo, it sure is, man. The Chinese figured that out a long time ago. And they did studies and analysis of Vietnam vets and World War II vets that were prisoners of war. And the one thing that they found deteriorated someone's will to live in their health quicker than anything was the unknown. If I went to you and said you've got 30 years in jail or prison, you're going to be checking off those days as they go. 30 years is coming down the pike when you don't know how long you're going to be in there and when you're going to be released. That's the stuff that drives you crazy. The unknown, being in limbo. There's nothing worse than limbo. They say it flippantly and as a joke, but Chinese water torture, that's no kidding. Just have dripping water next to someone for the next 20 years and see what it does to them. Just like when you hear it in your bathroom or your kitchen sink and drive you crazy. You think somebody has to be electrocuted or hung or euthanized. Nuh-uh. Just turn the water on and let it run forever. Before you know it, in your mind, that's all you're thinking about. You're not eating, you're not sleeping, you're anxious, you can't shut that damn drip noise off. Hey, Betsy, how you doing? Oh, is that right, Marilyn? Okay, cool. Yeah, that's good. If you guys have never been up around Leelanau, no matter where you live, I encourage you to visit up there. Really, it's probably the most beautiful scenic route I've ever seen in my life, anywhere. Out west, down south, Hilton Head, Florida, Key West, all year long too. It's just as pretty in the winters as it is in the summer. Yeah, it's super great. It'd also be nice if some of these other Native Americans, Susan, BG and stuff could hook up with Mary sometime. That would be a great visit. Hey, Shannon. Yeah, be so cool. Yeah, you got it, little monkeys. That's exactly right. Traverse City, I'm not a big fan of, but Leelanau, I am. Yep. Yeah, it's so beautiful up there. Looks like paradise. Looks like Bahamas. See the boats floating on the water. You see the propeller, how much of it's underwater, everything. See a damn fish getting ready to bite your hook. It's crazy. You don't need to wonder what you caught on your fishing pole when you're up there. You can see it from about 100 yards away. Where I grew up down around Detroit, you had to pull the damn thing out of the water, figure out if you had a carp, a catfish, a bass. Couldn't see 5 feet in there. Yeah, I think Stephanie should get out of Washington for a while, checking out. Yeah, Torch Lake is pretty, although that's a little too commercialized for me. I just don't find it interesting looking at a bunch of $2 million homes. You know, people criticize me for that too, for not going into affluent areas. It's just too boring. Who wants to go in a rich neighborhood and film houses? Not me. Yeah, Traverse City's crazy. I think it's overrated as hell. It's not worth it. I still can't figure out for the life of me why these houses are selling for what they're selling for in different places. No jobs, $10, $11 an hour jobs, and people are paying 40 grand more than what they were listed for. It's nuts. Doesn't make any sense. When I moved up here, you couldn't give away a house. Like I said, I paid $75,000 for this 10 years ago. Hey, M&J, I'm glad you came on tonight because you are going on channels that have done nothing but hassle me, and it's pretty damn obvious. Are you just turning a blind eye to that? Do you not listen to the audio that I've uploaded and realize what these people are doing? I mean, what's the deal with you? I used to think you were just a good person around, that I enjoyed being here, but if somebody didn't like you, they wouldn't be welcome here. And I'm just wondering why it is that you frequent these channels that do nothing but cause me trouble. No, but if I knew somebody that, yeah, but you're trying to ignore it. But the point here is that you know what they're doing, and you're going over there and you're interacting with them. And my question is why? It's impossible to ignore. It's totally obvious. What I do over here is completely different than what you do, what they do over there. And you know exactly what I'm up to here. And you know exactly how they treat me, how they title their videos, how they constantly slander and libel me. And I want to know what makes you feel comfortable over there interacting with these people. What is it that makes you go over there and interact with them when you know what they're about? It didn't blow over, and that's very obvious. This has been going on for months. You're just not on, you're on more than one channel. I mean, how many videos and statements did they need to make about me before it's not obvious any longer? I guess I just don't understand why you'd be over there and why you'd be over here. Because presumably you come over here because you like the content and the interaction with the people that are subscribers and are in the chat. So why are you over there? I mean, you can go over there if you want, but I just think you need to make up your mind. Because if somebody came over here and was bad-mouthing you, you'd never see a comment of mine on their channel. Well, you know why. It doesn't matter why they act that. You don't ever say anything about that, though. You've never called them and called them to the carpet about anything. You just go over there and you interact like nothing's going on, and it's obvious. So I want to know why. You will not be over there. You will not be over here. I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I'm just telling you that I'm not that way. And these are obvious hater channels. It's super obvious. So you need to make a decision. And I'm fine either way. But I'm not going to pretend that I don't know about it. They did not. They did not, but they don't need to, because that's what these channels do. And a 3-year-old would see the title of their channels. They know the comments they make. They know the comments other people make. And M and J, YG go over there and act like nothing's happening. That's the problem. Okay, that's fair enough. I mean, it's your choice if you want to go over there. I'm just saying, if you feel comfortable with that content and that's okay to you, and you just ignore what they're doing, then I don't think it should be over here. It's not just looking at a train wreck. It's communicating and interacting with a hate channel. It's apples and oranges. It's totally different. And if I saw you doing it, I would ask you the same question. Look, this is a private channel with public access. Doesn't make sense. If somebody badmouths Patricia, Stephanie, Faye, Mary, they're not welcome here. If all I did was see negative comments, why would I want them here? It just doesn't make any sense at all. And if you're the kind of person that likes train wrecks, then you should probably leave. It doesn't matter what provoked all the crazy stuff. A child could ascertain that these are troublemakers. You know what this channel's about. You know what I've done. You know the popular videos and how I got here. So for you to say that you want to know what provoked all the crazy stuff ought to be all the more reason that the light bulb ought to come on in your head that it's bogus, untrue, and they're troublemakers. That's the point. This isn't rocket science. No, well, that's an old cliche. It's got nothing to do with three sides of every story. This is total, has absolutely zero to do with what I just said. Of course they do. Of course they do it to you. I mean, if you can't ascertain by now, for as long as you've been going over there, what they're doing, then, I mean, you really need, you have some real soul searching to do. It's a no-brainer. This isn't just a comment here or there or a title here and there. It's a full-time mantra, and you're over there acting like nothing happened and complimenting them. That's the problem. Yeah, that's exactly it, Shannon. I mean, if you're a train wreck person, you're definitely at the wrong channel. Well, that's what I mean. So why are you over there, MJ? This is the point. Why are you over there? You're telling me when I just got done trying to explain to you, why would you be over there making positive comments? That's the point. Why? No, but I mean, Michelle, you're welcome to leave too. I'm not winning a popularity contest. You've mentioned two things, three sides to every story and train wrecks, and those are two things that I don't particularly pay much regard to. So you're not doing me any favors by interacting if that kind of stuff excites you. Okay, MJ, that's fine. I mean, you can do what you want. I'm just saying that's not cool here. Well, you would think that if you were out of the train wreck, I wouldn't see your comments over there and get screenshots when I wake up in the morning of you acting like everything's hunky-dory. Good night, Nancy. Yeah, people send me screenshots in the morning, moderators. Yeah, I don't do it. But, they want to, we have a pretty good group of people here, and we'd like to keep it that way. And going over to a channel that's their mantra doesn't jive here. It just doesn't make any sense. I never see Stephanie over there, BJ, Cheryl, Mary, Faye. That's the point, M&J. This is the point. Do you respect people like that? This is the point I'm trying to make. Why do you go places where they're like that and then come here too? If you told me I was a big jack off and all you did was go over there, okay, that's up to you, right? But you're at both places. That's what doesn't make sense. Right, that's exactly it. Yeah. Well, you're not the only one. You were just the last one that I wanted to talk to about this. Yeah, yeah, and I'm not interested in someone that would be okay or complicit with that. That just thinks that they're going to badmouth me and they're just going to go over and say, "How yours day going?" when they just got done reading a title that I'm murdering people or I'm a drug pusher or a pervert or some other goddamn thing. Doesn't make any sense. Yeah, that's exactly it, Susan. Right. Yeah, 320 miles actually. Yeah, well, these were recent comments. This wasn't that long ago. This isn't the beginning anymore. Hey, Pink, how you doing? Yeah, I mean, honestly, that wasn't that big a deal, her coming up here, but, I was kind of surprised by it, but I didn't fear for my life. And honestly, I mean, I don't like her. She's been a pain in the ass, but I never got any vibe that she liked me in any way for a relationship. People say it seems like I never got that vibe at all. I just think she's a flat out crazy. Yeah, it's nonsense, man. Crazy. Hey, Patrick, how you doing? There's nothing to figure out. That would be like going in and interviewing the son of Sam or Ted Bundy or Jeffrey Dahmer and expecting a rational answer on why they did what they did. It's not happening. It's not possible. You can't have a rational conversation with a crazy person. Oh, that's okay, Andrew. It's not that big a deal. No big deal. It's just we've discussed this. It's water over the dam. Let's move on. Oh, thank you, White Trash. Appreciate it. It's just these constant stalkers. And, if I see a stalking channel, I don't go there anymore because I realize what they're about. If you knew a guy that was stoning homeless people or blowing his horn and freaking people out that were walking down the street because he didn't have a car, would you go golfing with him? I doubt it. Same thing. It's a huge, giant character flaw. Hey, how you doing, Patrick? Just down in Bay City yesterday. Believe it or not, I mean, I'll tell you like it is. That harassment, it doesn't bother me that much. It really doesn't. I mean, I don't lose any sleep over this. I don't not do anything because of it. What bothers me is when I see people like Mark and when M and J going on there acting like they're requesting a song on a Lawrence Welk show. Like, oh, this is no problem. Here's Ted Bundy, Jack the Ripper, Son of Sam. Hey guys, how you doing? I know you slaughtered about 50 people in the last 10 years, but boy, it's a bright, beautiful day, isn't it? Let's all take a deep breath of fresh air. That's annoying. It's crazy, man. Oh, thank you, Andrew. I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I got more people that like me that don't, and it really doesn't bother. If you notice, they're always going to do this, they're going to do that. Nobody does anything except two scumbags that ran into my van one night uh, on Michigan Avenue in a dark area. Two guys. They'd never have enough fucking balls to come up to me by themselves or meet me in the daylight. I stay at the Red Roof Inn. I announce it the whole time I'm there. I'm at Willow Park or Oakwoods Park by myself out in the middle of nowhere and nobody ever shows up. Doesn't that dawn on you? They're not going to do a goddamn thing to me anywhere. You can look my address up on the internet. Nobody's coming up here. I dare them to come up here. I don't think they got enough fucking balls. Bunch of fucking pussies. Those guys that hit my car that night, I did what I was supposed to do, get the hell out of the area. If I'd have blown their goddamn brains out, I'd be in prison for the rest of my life, even though they deserved it. Well, I've met the threshold now for protecting myself, and the Detroit Police Department's been notified. It's going to be a different result next time. I promise you. Those guys probably sucked each other off after they got done doing it, thinking they were tough. Am I worried about someone coming up here? Not at all. I hope they do come up here. Hey, BJ. Yeah, it's nuts. Yeah, it really is, man. I'll call bullshit on these people. You go down there, you hand out things, you give them clothes, food, you give them whatever other people send, medication, rubbers, fucking whatever it is, bras, whatever they send, fruit, chili, noodle soup, fucking plenty of fish, or whatever the hell it is. And all of a sudden you're some big fucking serial killing prick in the eyes of some of these crazies. Ann Arbor, God, not really. I could give you one 10 years ago, but not anymore. Ann Arbor's really changed. Yeah, that's right, Jan. Well, luckily, I mean, it's nice to know that you guys got an idea of what I'm like, and there's no bullshit in the background. But somebody doesn't like you, you could come up with all the proof in the world, and they're going to be riding your ass every chance you get. Swedish fish, that's what it is, Swedish fish. Yeah. I'm not keeping it cool, not at all. If someone shows any Look, I've been around a long time. Any bit of aggression towards me anywhere is not going to be good for them. And I'm going to do anything but keep it cool. No way. This is taken on a whole new level. And if you think I'm just going to sit around while you come up and talk shit to me, I got news from you. They don't get the best of me. I'm just saying, I'm calling these pussies out. Yeah, hell no. Yeah, it's plus it's dead down there. It's nothing like it was before. Hey, Purple Violet, it's nothing like it was before. Slow. I was down there a whole month, just a couple months ago. I was down there all August, all October. You don't think I had done at least an interview? Maybe not Hand Staff Alpha if I didn't see him, but it's changed. 6 Mile and Telegraph, none of those girls are around anymore. Couldn't find them. No, I can't tell you any place good to go in Ann Arbor anymore. Not anymore. Night Steakhouse, but it's overpriced. Zingerman's is a total ripoff. Old Parthenon sold out for the liquor license. No, I can't tell you anything out of the ordinary. Yeah, not really. There used to be tons of places in Ann Arbor, but honestly, I can't tell you anymore. I know where you can get a good sub there. Busy Subs on Stadium. And there's a damn, what's the name of that place? Old Jerusalem. Go to Old Jerusalem. Parking's a bitch down there. Old Jerusalem, go there. It used to be so good. Oh, thank you, BJ. It used to be good, but now everything's changed. Restaurants, these poor people, they're trying to stay in business. Food's gotten so expensive, and this 50% bullshit, and COVID, things are so different now. Every place is closed early, can't get help. All these people are getting paid to sit home and not show up to work. I mean, the world is so crazy now. Over years, things started opening up. I could go down to this Walmart's 24 hours. That'll probably never happen again in my lifetime. They close at 11. Big Boy closes at 8. I mean, there's just nothing open. If you don't get something to eat by 8, you're screwed. So different now. I can't even tell you any good places. And if you find a really good one, it almost gets borderline to where it's not worth it. Look at like Stephanie the other night. That's what it costs for one person to go out and get a decent dinner. That's what it costs nowadays. One person, a couple drinks, a good steak, nice salad, glass of water, tip, about $200. Now, I'm sure you can go to a Ponderosa or a Texas Roadhouse or a Lone Star or something. But I'm talking about a good dinner like you get on an anniversary or a birthday. That's what it costs. I got a buddy of mine here. Him and his wife just were over in Leland about 2 weeks ago. They did get a $100 bottle of wine. Their 40th wedding anniversary is coming up. He's been working like a dog. They introduced a new medical record program you need to be a goddamn genius to run. and he stressed out and he thought they'd have a good dinner. And he was trying to support a restaurant of a guy that used to work at a couple famous places in Traverse City. It was him, his wife, and the son. What do you think their bill was for dinner? Take a guess what their bill was for dinner. This is in Leland, Michigan. Nice area, but it's not New York City. What do you think it was? Stephanie, it's not too much. That's what it costs to eat that kind of dinner now. Hey, pink toenails. $5.60. $5.60. $5.60. $5.60. Now, it was with a $100 bottle of wine, so it should have been $4.60. Yeah, I know. Yep. I can't even and in the old days, other than, examples I give you, Joe's Crab in Miami Beach, Burn Steakhouse in Tampa, Florida, Smith & Wollensky's in Chicago. Other than that, I couldn't tell you where to go. But Stephanie, that wasn't too expensive. That's what it cost. And really, there gets to be a point where if you don't charge that, you're not going to be in business. Stephanie, that's what it costs for a good steak, things done right. You're not getting wilted lettuce, some bullshit, crappy mixed drink. That's how it is nowadays. So in order to stay in business, it's almost become cost prohibitive. So even though COVID finished off a lot of restaurants, there's going to be a lot more going down the pike, because it's just getting to the point right now where if you're, everybody's thinking, God, I went to the casino, I blew $200, I didn't get a thing. Well, at least you get a good steak when you go out to eat, but it isn't quite as fun. It's getting too expensive. California Pizza Kitchen, which I love, they're probably in one of the worst positions that they could be in. They just came out of bankruptcy 11. Super successful place, only have a couple hundred locations, great everything. You can get something there you don't like. Well, now, their position is capitalism to stay in business. So their best pizza, which is small, you're not going to get two pizzas like Little Caesars, the top size of the top of a garbage can lid for $11. They're decent small pizza. One person can eat a whole, no problem. About $18. Their full salads now, which are fantastic, $19. Their so-so quality ribeye steak, $29. Their Kung Pao spaghetti, now this is pasta with about 8 good-sized shrimp, $19. Then you leave a tip, it's getting to God, man, Oh, Stephanie, you don't need to bring that up, Stephanie. I was glad to do it, believe me. It wasn't anything extravagant or exceptional. You can thank YouTube. It was the YouTube money that did it. But Stephanie, that's the way it is nowadays. That's what a good dinner costs. And you're lucky to be in driving distance or Uber distance to make it to one. You're lucky you're in that kind of market, because if you were in a place there's no place close to get a first-class, top-notch dinner. No, Crystal Mountain has great food. Yeah, a couple places there, yeah. Yeah, it's just, I feel bad for these people. And if you look, California Pizza Kitchen, up until this COVID stuff, the one in Ann Arbor anyway, you go out there all the time, you'd wait 10 minutes to sit down. Now you go in there and be like you and 2 other couples. They can't get help. It's expensive. It's just, things have changed so much. That's what I see, Stephanie, but that's what happened. And Stephanie, I'm not saying that you're like this. I'm not saying that you're like this, but I can tell you, this is along the same lines. When you see somebody that's went without something in a long time, like some of the working girls that are drug addicted, when I take down a box of new clothes or chili or oranges or whatever it is, and people always say, oh, look at those savages, those animals. That's the behavior you see when people haven't had something in a long time. They haven't had access to food. They haven't had access to picking out a couple of shirts they like. Stephanie, it's been so long since she's been able to get a good dinner that she's forgot what it's like. And when she finally got one, she thinks it's expensive and exceptional when it isn't. That's the going rate for an excellent dinner. You could eat at a Lone Star for a month, but it's Lone Star steak. I'm not bad-mouthing them. Big difference. It's like apples and oranges. You deserved it, Stephanie. I'm glad you had a good time. Mission accomplished. Yeah, we had a cheesecake factory. I never quite understood that, Patricia. There was one in Chicago, and you'd wait in line to get there, no matter when you went. I never could figure it out. Mostly fried stuff. Maybe it's because I don't like cheesecake that much. I don't know, but it was a mystery to me. I don't even know how Cheesecake Factory's doing nowadays. I don't know how they're doing. I can't even tell you any place to go to get a good seafood dinner. I don't care what they charge. It wouldn't matter. You know, to get a big kick-ass 4-pound lobster, you know. When you drop $150 on a dinner and you're hungry 2 hours later, that you know what I'm saying? No, I know, Stephanie, but Stephanie, that's my point here, is that it's been so long since you've been able to splurge, and you lost track of the standard of quality food and not having to worry about it. And it was worth it to me for you to experience that. This is the whole point. You appreciated good cuisine. Yeah, Morton's are okay. Yeah, that's all you did, Stephanie. Yeah, I know, Katie, it's crazy. I don't really care too much, but I kind of wonder when, like young people, when you go out on a date now and you're in your 20s, I mean, are the guys still picking up the whole tab on this? Or are they going Dutch, or what's going on out there? Do people even date anymore? I mean, do young people go anywhere? Can nobody afford it? Can nobody afford it? I'll give you another example. When I was growing up, I went to a junior college for a while, and there was what was called a famous restaurant, Joe's French Italian in Frenchtown Township in Monroe. If you had a anniversary, a birthday, Easter, some shit, if you were around that area, you went to Joe's French Italian. And when you come from a blue collar environment, you would think that you just got a tour of the Taj Mahal. And I went back there as an adult for the first time in 40 years 2 months ago. And I got their Italian dinner, and it was good. And it was just so grossly overpriced. I got like pasta and like meat sauce, and they nailed me $3 for blue cheese. I don't care. What pissed me off though is they didn't tell me about it. Not a big deal. I gave the girl a $20 tip. It was slow as hell. But Joe's French Italian is a market that's disappearing. It was better than what's that Italian place you see everywhere at a rest stop? They're all over the place. You get pizza or pasta, whatever. It was okay pasta. It was like $40 for my dinner. I gave her a $20 tip, and I thought, I'm never going back there. Because these people have like Kmart's and Sears. Before you know it, you lose track of your market. They're not going to be in business long. It's not that good, and super overpriced. Yeah, crazy. It's nuts. McDonald's sucks. Nothing good there anymore. Oh, I thought it was cool. Yeah, Stephanie had a good time. Good. The bad news is when you get something really good, like a good bottle of wine or some good aged cheese, it kind of sets a new standard, and you're not buying the 19-pound block for $21 at Walmart any longer because it doesn't taste good to you. That's another thing for you guys out there. If you've never experienced aged cheddar cheese, let me know. I'll send you some in the mail. Well, we have the what they consider the cheese capital of Michigan. It's not too far from me. I send people cheese all the time. It's so ridiculously good. You'll never want regular cheese again. Yeah. Oh, see, Patricia, you got to do that. You've got to have a good steakhouse in Rochester. Yeah, Shannon, send me your address. Send it to me again. No, I probably shouldn't send it to you because, I even took that stalker that caused me all the problems. I bought her a big thing of aged cheese. Yeah, honestly, I hate to say this, but I think if you really want good steak and seafood, now it's expensive. Okay, Peggy, have a good night. But mail order. Mail order. Get it shipped to you. That Omaha Steaks has some excellent steaks. And, you know, freezing's come a long way. It's not like they're taking a good steak. First of all, they're taking prime meat, and they're not putting it on a couple ice cubes. If you've ever had an Omaha steak and you live out in the middle of nowhere, that's the way to go. Omaha Steaks, yeah. You're going to freak out when you see what they charge. I'll send you some cheese, Shannon. You will love it so much. Oh, you like chess, huh? Okay. Same with good wine. I mean, I'm not that big of a wine connoisseur. So same with anything. Good quality food. Jewish delis are getting to be a thing of the past because the cost is so high. People don't want to pay $21 for a pastrami sandwich. Anybody near Cleveland, Ohio? Yeah, Omaha Steaks. Anybody near Cleveland, Ohio? Anybody get near there? Ruby Tuesday sucks. You know, honestly, I don't, Andrea. No, I don't think that at all. Believe me, I'd tell you if I did. I never got that vibe. I thought she was a depressed, desperate person that I was trying to help. I never got that vibe at all. I don't. I know other people made comments to that effect, but I don't think that. Nope. I don't. Never saw a hint of that. Well, I'll send you some cheese. No, you will love this cheese. My opinion, which is always biased and 50% of the time wrong, it's got to be at least 10 years aged, 10-year aged cheddar. I'll tell you a funny thing that happened to me down at this place. I buy cheese, send it out to people all the time. If Jeff's still on here, Virginia, I send him cheese. I don't know, Mari, are you a cheese eater? But anyway, here's the deal. I send people cheese. I put it in a priority thing, send it to them. I don't think Indigo Blue. I don't really think that. I mean, I think I'm pretty good at figuring that out. I know BJ, Penny, Shannon, and Mari have a crush on me, but I don't think that nut did. But I went down to this cheese place to buy people some blue cheese or some cheese and send it to them. And the lady rings up my order, and it's about $30 less than it should be. I said, hey, it's not right. I watched her punch in the numbers on the cheese that I picked out. $30 less again. I said, that's not right either. I said, let me do it on my phone. I did it on my phone. Sure enough, it's about $28. Should have been $28 more. I said, this is what I should be paying. See, this is what I mean about karma. I don't think I'm going to the promised land because I'm paying for what I should have been charged. So she kind of like half-assed listened to me. Well, I went there about 3 weeks ago to send, of course, some more cheese to some people. And I said, can I speak to the manager? She said, yeah. I said, how you doing? It's like, hey, it's none of my business, but I just thought I'd let you know I bought cheese here about 6 weeks ago, and your register was adding things wrong. It was about $30 less, and I finally got it straightened out. She said, you know, we've been having trouble with that register. Well, I said, believe me, I saw it for myself. It's not working right. And she said, well, thank you very much. We'll get a new register. I'll have a technician come out here tomorrow. I mean, God knows they were slowly going into the hole. Yeah, it's so weird. I don't know. It's crazy. Yeah, aged cheddar is the way to go, for sure. See, I'm not a big fan. For some reason, I don't like that white cheese, that Mexican cheese that much. You know, I mean, you can still get middle of the road, decent food. Like, I think if you hit a good P.F. Chang's, it's pretty good. California Pizza Kitchen, pretty good. But like I said, I think it's expensive. Oh, you would love to. I'll send you some, Patricia. Yes, you won't want to eat Walmart cheese anymore. I'll tell you one thing, though. I did buy a 5-year aged cheese. You know how they got that little section near the coleslaw and stuff in Walmart? And they just got it. 5-year aged cheddar cheese. It's like $4 for a little block. It was good. It was really good. You know, back in the day, you know, when they had the airline wars, I would fly out to Faneuil Hall in Boston, eat 2 or 3 lobster sandwiches and fly home. It cost me about $125. Hotel would have been like $250 a night. I'd go out there early in the morning, hang around Faneuil Hall, go down by the harbor, spread out my time, eat 3 fresh lobster sandwiches, and get the hell out of there. Catch the last flight back to Detroit. That's what I like, sharp cheddar. Hey, Oki, how you doing? Yeah, this is good. I guess Faneuil Hall's still the same, but Stephanie, she's out near Seattle someplace. They got a good seafood place. I don't remember being able to get like a grouper sandwich while you were there, you had to buy it and cook at home. But at Faneuil Hall, they have where you can eat it right there. There's a good place in Allen. Anybody ever been to Allentown, Pennsylvania? They've got like this food thing on the weekends that'll blow your mind. So crazy good. No, Boulevard. Have you ever been to Slyman's Deli? People think they're Jews. They're not. They're Lebanese. Slyman's Deli. They're only open for about 4 hours a day. If you like pastrami and corned beef, you'll never find better pastrami and corned beef in your life. It's like a picture out of a New York deli 20 years ago. Big, giant. I think it's $18 or something, but it's worth every dime. You can. Wilson's Cheese. Yeah, I go there sometimes. Yep, exactly. Yep, that's right. Everybody I know that I've got cheese from Wilson's has ordered some later. They have. I love blue cheese. I do. Really good blue cheese. A lot of those good steakhouses have a good wedge salad. Excellent, good. I like horseradish on mine, horseradish. There used to be an excellent Jewish deli down in Lake Worth, Florida, just south of West Palm Beach. That's a long story. He tried to have his wife murdered, got 30 years in prison. And then it sold out and was shit after that. There's a gift to managing a restaurant. Not everybody has it. Hey, Miss Junior Jordan, how are you? It was really good. There used to be a guy that would sit people down, Lester, worked there like forever, remembered everybody's name. I don't know how this guy did it, and it seems like one of those guys that can memorize phone books. He's probably dead now. I haven't been down there in about 10 years. It sucks. I wouldn't go there anyway. I don't like prime rib. I don't know why. I just never really cared for it. It almost seems like steamed meat to me. Yeah, but Jeff's a good guy. Generous. Hey, when I send something to somebody, I don't expect them to send something to me. I really don't. Like Jeff did that I got today. Thank you, by the way. No, that's how it is, Shannon. Yeah, it's crazy. Stick around and watch, Doctor. You'll figure it out. Yeah, I don't really care for Havarti cheese. I don't like Swiss cheese too much. Yeah, blue cheese is good. A wedge salad. Yep. There's a couple places in Traverse City you can get a good wedge salad. Oki's feeling okay. I thought she was describing me today when she texted me, and she was describing herself. You know what I ate today? I waited in line for 15 minutes, 4 tacos at Taco Bell. That's how desperate I got. I got to tell you though, they weren't bad. When Daisy eats some, that's a good sign. Oh, you would love good, yeah. It's just aged. You would love it. Aged cheddar cheese. Oh, really? I don't know that that's where they get it, but it's that golf course kind of down from the Turtle Creek across from Myers. They have a killer wedge salad. And there's a meat restaurant right there downtown. I kind of got turned off on them though, because during the height of COVID, they had a salad bar with no sneeze guard. So I could only imagine what the kitchen looked like. Yeah. All right, Katie, have a good day tomorrow. Yep. Yeah, feta is the highest salt content of any cheese. I used to really like it in Gorgonzola, but I don't like it that much anymore. Fresh, and I'll tell you another funny thing too. You'd think fresh Parmesan would be good, which I guess it is, but I'd rather have the dry Parmesan that comes in a can. I don't like that. I don't like melted cheese on my spaghetti. You like mild cheeses, huh? Hey, Abby, how you doing? Oh, really? Yeah, I know Costco's got some pretty good. I've heard food. I've heard they have a pretty good selection for seafood. You know. Yeah, excellent cheese. Really is good. Yeah, blue cheese is good. You got to get good blue cheese though. You know, it sounds stupid, but a good thing for a salad is if the lettuce is chilled. If it's not that great. And tossed, other than a wedge salad. Yeah, tossed salad's the way to go. I really like it. I mean, Traverse City supposedly has like these really high-end restaurants. To be honest with you, I've never got anything what I thought was exceptional there. I remember thinking, this is bullshit. This costs way too much and it's not that great. Yeah, chopped salads are good. Yeah. Have you been to a California Pizza Kitchen, Oki? Have you been to one before? Their salads are excellent. I mean, they spend a lot of money on focus groups and, not that you got to be Neil Armstrong to make a salad, but I mean, there's a regular salad and then there's a California pizza salad. Yeah, 15's not worth it, honestly, Jeff. I think 10 is as old as you need to go, but that's just my opinion. Yeah, see, I don't really like Caesar salad. Caesar salad, by the way, that's what gets people sick during summer carnivals and fairs. It's the egg white that goes bad in a hot, humid day. You're busy or you don't pay attention before you know it. People are calling in with food poisoning reports. Almost always, it's Caesar salad. As I get older, I don't like smoked anything that much. Their lake trout's great. I realized because of your friends that I like broiled lake trout better than I like broiled whitefish. It's more conducive to broiling. It's a fatty fish. It doesn't dry out. It's kind of firm. Lake trout is great. I want to get my PFASs through my fish consumption. Yeah, wedge salad, the blue cheese, a good one. A good one. All right, M&J. Yep, take care. It's water over the dam. The only Friendlies I know at, and I don't know that it's around there anymore, is in Toledo. I don't know if they're still there. The one in Ann Arbor went out of business years ago. No, where's Caesar salad from? Rome? Rome? Wilson's cheese. Yeah, Jeff, Virginia, just put a link to it. I got him some and then he ordered some later. Yeah, you're exactly right. Cream spinach, that's exactly it. Actually, if you like salads, you would love a California Pizza Kitchen. They're very smart about where they decide to open up. There's only 220 locations, I think, across the country. But if you're a salad eater, try and Google it and put your zip code in. You would love a salad there. I mean, to me, it sounds stupid, but the sign of a good restaurant is you can order something you don't like and it's great and you'd get it again. That happened to me at Ray's Blues and Brews in Grayling, Michigan, their barbecue. I don't get brisket, but they were out of ribs one day and I got brisket. And now when I go there, I get brisket. It's that good. Beach, it looks like. Yeah, I go to it. It's up in Leelanau. Yeah, all over the whole peninsula. Sure do. Yeah, it's true. Those are pretty low concentrations where you're at, though, Mary. Yeah. Oh, it is. No kidding. I've been to Tijuana a lot. I wouldn't go down there now. Tijuana is a huge city, by the way. Those drug cartels are pretty much taking it all over. Did they, Shannon? No kidding. Yeah, they just came out of bankruptcy 11. Huh. Oh, Trader Joe's. You like that, huh? Yeah, they don't have bad stuff. We had one of those that was kind of right next to the Whole Foods in Chicago, and it was only the Trader Joe's almost seemed like a discounted Whole Foods. It was good, the prices were better, but it didn't seem to have the same quality. Wegmans, no, not that I know of, Shannon, no. Yeah, salad bars, yeah. You know what, though, the price of, with this COVID thing, I talked to the big boy manager here. he hopes they never had salad again. He said in order to keep it affordable, you got to have somebody cleaning it all the time, and vegetables are a lot. There are times now when lettuce and tomatoes through the roof, and what are you going to do, reprint menus? So he said he's glad that the salad bar is not open. It ended up being a pain in the ass. Yeah. See, like right now, 11 o'clock, I am screwed if I want to get something to eat. Only place opens McDonald's. Everything else is closed. Walmart closes at 10. Or do they close at 10 or 11? 10. Yeah. Everything else closes at 8. Yeah, good gyros are hard to get. They're cost prohibitive to make on your own anymore. Like I said, it's the same problem New York delis are having. You don't feel comfortable charging enough to make it profitable. And gyros are kind of like that too. So if you get a gyro, watch them swallow hard when you ask them where it's from or if they're homemade, because they're labor intensive. Those gyros come off a Gordon's food truck. And there are about 5 grades of them. So you can get the good one or the cheap one. But Parthenon in Ann Arbor used to be good. They sold out for their liquor license. And even Greektown, Detroit, you can get Slovakia and lamb chops and stuffed grape leaves. But when you pin them down on where their gyros come from, you force their hand, they'll tell you they come from Gordon's. Even Greektown in Detroit can't afford to make them anymore. People wouldn't pay what it takes. Hey, Drifter. 7-Eleven, yeah, cheese, stadium nachos, only when you're drunk. Then everything tastes good. Yeah. Oh, putting your chickens. Yeah, she wants to have some left in the morning. Fox, everything eats chickens at night if they get a chance. I watched a YouTube video today of a chicken running around these alligators someplace. These things are trying their ass off to eat this duck, and they couldn't catch it. He's running over their heads and their faces, running down their bodies. Thinking, man, good luck, and he got the hell out of there. Here it's 11:04 p.m. Oh, Boulevard, yeah, that Friendly's used to be in front of that antique mall down there. That's gone now, huh? Yeah, they were barely hanging in there when things were good. I never knew of the Greek Festival in Saginaw. We have a little air show here coming up. Oh, where's that at, Patrick? I'll probably go down there if they have decent Greek food. But most of the time that stuff's catered. And again, you're into the mass-marketed gyros. You may get Slovakia, but I'm afraid to get a gyro anymore anywhere. Good night, Pig. Yeah, they're just not that good. Hey, Rita, how you doing? Rita, now where's your, why isn't your wrench on there? Now, why isn't Rita's, oh, there it is. Yeah, there it is. It is on there. Good. That's cool. Well, I think I'm going to sign off here, you guys. I hope you have a good day tomorrow. Thanks for coming on tonight. Hope you get a good night's sleep. What's today? Tuesday or Monday? Tuesday. You know, when you don't work, you lose track of days. Good night, Okie. My parents were from Hartford, New Haven area. Good night, Frisky. Thanks for being a quick draw. Good night, Mary. If they got any stuff that's about ready to expire, you just let me know. I'll head over there. Yeah, sorry about that, Rita. I've been on a couple hours. Oh, thank you, Susan. Appreciate it. You can always email me, Rita, if you get lonely. Goodbye, Susan. Yeah, Patrick. Yep. Have a good night. Yep. All right, Frederick. Yeah, have a good night. Yep. All right, Indigo. Yep. See you, BJ. Oh, that's all right. You were tired. That's your body talking to you, Rita. All right, little monkeys. You too, Mary. Good night, Stephanie. Yep. See you, Jeff. Thanks again. Goodbye, Patricia. Yep. See you, Joni. Oh yeah, do that. Yeah, why don't you text me, Patricia, and then I'll text you. Do you have my, or you just send me an email and I'll give you my number. That sounds good. All right, Salika. Yep. Pretty good. Yep. Just getting ready to sign out here. Try and get a decent night's sleep. All right, Conan. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks a lot. See you, Jay. Hope things get better for you. Believe me, I get it. Good night, JP. Yeah, no, it sucks. Not your fault though for what it means, or for what it means, but it's hard as a mother not to believe that. Yeah, I get it, man. I do. Yep. Have a good night, you guys.